Fred.
And I'm Casey.
We're with the Premier Properties team with Keller Williams Realty Services. Today we're going to talk to you about why it's important to partner with a realtor.
Right.
So from the seller side, it's easy. A realtor is going to give a home seller maximum exposure. We belong to the multiple listing service, and anytime we list a property, our property is listed on thousands of subnetworks, and we give your home exposure to thousands of realtors nationwide. If you're listed in forsalebyowner.com and realtors are working with buyers, those realtors aren't going to go to that website and look for your home specifically. So another reason we give you exposure is 90% of all home buyers work with a realtor. Where are the realtors finding their listings? On the MLS.
Right. Another thing when you work with a realtor is you increase safety. So if you're selling your home as a for sale by owner, you're just going to be letting random people in off the street into your house. But if you're working with a realtor, we're usually working with a client we already have a relationship with. We would be using Showtime, where we would put a lockbox on your house and we would schedule it with Showtime with your realtor who's representing you. And you would usually get a little bit of time to approve it. So you would know exactly when we would be going to see the house, how long we would be allowed to stay there, and who we were.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So another benefit is we are going to do a competitive price analysis for that house. We understand the market, we understand the local area, and we know how to price the home to be competitively priced and to sell quickly.
Mm-hmm. Another thing is, as realtors, we know really well how to stage your home. We know what people are looking for when they go in to see a home. We know all those little details that you wouldn't look for that your buyers are really going to be looking at, like dusting off your fan or the curbside appeal, the garden, and all that stuff. So that helps get the home sold quickly for sure.
The other thing we do is we spend hundreds of dollars advertising your property. We spend our money on postcards. We spend our money on signs, directionals, other websites. So we do a lot of work just advertising your property, not just putting it on the MLS, but trying to advertise and sell your property through other networks.
Yeah, free advertisement. From the perspective of a buyer, using a real estate agent, you're going to have a lot more options of homes that you can look at. We have Flex MLS, like Fred said, for the sellers. So other agents are listing their homes over there. We're going to be also showing you all those homes on Flex MLS. Every single agent uses it. So,
well, we also have the Keller Williams app.
That's right.
So anytime we pick up a buyer, we provide them with our Keller Williams app, and if they register and become a registered user, we can actually identify what properties they've been looking at. They can actually like those properties, and we'll find out what their needs are, and we get a feeling for, okay, this is the type of house they're looking for. Mm-hmm. So we do have a lot of technology to work with buyers.
Yeah, for sure.
So another thing too is we're really going to try to save buyers as much money as we can when it comes to negotiating. So our negotiation skills and all the training we've done will help protect that buyer when it comes to negotiating price and negotiating terms on a purchase offer. The other thing that's important is we want to make sure that our buyer doesn't buy a house that has multiple liens on the property, and that the house, is possibly taken away from them at a later date, because we have access to the right people to help prepare them for buying that house.
Right. Yeah, that's a big one for sure. So another reason you would want a realtor when you're buying a home is we're going to help limit that risk. So when you're buying a home, it's usually the biggest purchase a person's ever going to make in their life. Wouldn't you want to limit as much risk as you could in that situation? So hiring a realtor, we're trained, we know exactly what to do, how to help you. We really do have your best interest in mind, and we also have to follow laws that say we have to keep your best interest in mind all the time. So if you're doing a sale with a for sale by owner, they don't have any laws that are making them protect you. So definitely.
Yeah, so some good points there, Casey, because we always ask somebody to supply a property disclosure when we're working with a buyer so that
Right.
we can understand the history of that property and what the knowledge is that the seller has of that property. And we always highly recommend that they get home inspections, or they'll do like a termite inspection or a radon inspection. So we are affiliated with professionals that can help them make a better buying decision and not just take the word of the realtor.
Yeah.
And one last benefit I think that most people don't know, that in most states when a seller lists their property with a brokerage, they are providing a commission that pays both the buyer's agent and the seller's agent. So some buyers don't really, I think they have a perception as, well, I can't afford a realtor. Well, if you're working with a buyer, if you're a buyer and you're working with a realtor, you're not paying that realtor. The seller is paying the realtor to help sell their home.
Right. That's a good point. Another thing is that if you're working with a realtor looking at houses, you're going to be sure that those houses that we're showing you are comped correctly.
Ooh.
So we're going to run the comps on the MLS, compare them to houses in the area, make sure that it's not overpriced and that you're not wasting your time. So
yeah, there's always those buyers out there that know it all, and they go and they buy a house and it's a for sale by owner, and they find out 3 to 4 weeks later that they're paying $50,000 more than the home is actually worth, or it won't appraise for the financing. So they can eliminate that hassle if they just worked with an agent who's going to do that for them before they actually make an offer on the house.
Right. Very good, Fred.
So remember to subscribe.
Smash that like button.
All right. Hi, I'm Fred.
And I'm Casey.
And we're with the Premier. Oh my God. So, you talked about staging. What about when you stage a property for, let's say, let's pause for a second.
So from the perspective of a buyer, it's really good to have a real estate agent because you'll have a lot more options when looking for a home. So,
Oh my God.